Here's our May 31st, 2022 edition of Spy Movie News. Hi, this is Dan Silvestri from SpyMovieNavigator.com and our show, Cracking the Code of Spy Movies. Today we will discuss the June streaming releases for spy movies, Sean Connery's DB5, and the upcoming movies The Gray Man, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Freegard, The Good Spy, Hunt, The Black Kaiser, and more. Let's start this episode by looking at what's coming in spy entertainment in June 2022. Spy movies in theaters in June 2022. Well, unfortunately, there's a dearth of releases of new spy movies in June. In fact, we haven't found any spy movies with a June 2022 theatrical release date in the U.S. However, there are some June 2022 spy entertainment releases on streaming platforms. As for the major streaming platforms in the U.S., it's more of the same for new releases. However, there is some spy entertainment coming out in June on streaming networks. AMC Plus. On AMC Plus, the 6-part series, The Ipcris File, continues with the finale landing on June 23rd. This is a great series. You gotta watch it. Cool stuff. Apple TV Plus continues to stream the excellent 6-part series, Slow Horses. If you are a spy movie fan of movies that are more spy stories and not high action, this series is for you. Think along the lines of the John le Carré novel, and you'll get the idea. We liked Season 1 very much. It stars Gary Oldman, Kristen Scott Thomas, and Jack Lowden. Season 2 of this series is under development. Apple TV Plus also continues the series Tehran, which is about a female Mossad agent. Episodes of Season 2 started airing in May, and the season will have its finale on June 17th, 2022. Netflix. Let's look at Netflix. They have no new spy movie content releasing in June 2022. However, they are releasing some Mission Impossible movies on June 1st, namely Mission Impossible, Mission Impossible 2, and Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. In the UK, Netflix is releasing the 2020 movie My Spy on June 6th. We released our no-spoiler look at this movie when it came out on June 29, 2020, so look for our podcast, Cracking the Code of Spy Movies, and find Season 2, Episode 42. Or look for the title, My Spy 2020, a quick-fire look. Amazon Prime. The James Bond movie No Time to Die hits Amazon Prime on June 10th, 2022. This is followed on June 17th with the Jack Ryan movie, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. Sean Connery's DB5. Okay, this is exciting. You got a couple of $1 million that you don't know what to do with? You want to feel like James Bond? Okay. If so, August 18th, 2022 is a date you won't want to miss. Broad Arrow Auctions will put up Sean Connery's Aston Martin DB5 for auction on that date. According to the press release from Broad Arrow Auctions, this was Connery's personal car, not one used in the James Bond movies. They quote his son Jason Connery as saying, quote, "Dad used to talk about owning his own DB5 for no other reason than he loved the car. And I think in hindsight, it did represent something in his life that was unique and captured a moment in time. He did tell me that driving the movie cars, all laden down with the gadgets, especially the machine guns in the front, made the car really front-heavy, and turning at slow speed was a Herculean task. So driving without gadgets was a joy. He loved how well-balanced it was," unquote. The Aston Martin DB5 is in highly presentable condition. In fact, shortly after Sir Sean purchased the car, it went to noted marque specialist R.S. Williams, where it received a mechanical freshening up, along with a full repaint to the correct Snow Shadow Gray, the correct shade of silver for Mr. Bond's Aston Martin. The release also says that, quote, "a significant portion of the proceeds from the sale of the Aston Martin will go to benefit the Sean Connery Philanthropy Fund." This car has an auction estimate of $1.4 to $1.8 million. So check your couch cushions to see if you can buy this fun piece of nostalgia. Spy movies and series in development. So that wraps up what's happening in June. So let's look at what's in development. The Gray Man. We'll start this discussion with the next spy movie to be released. Of course, we're talking about the Russo brothers movie, The Gray Man. The hype has taken off, and the trailer for this movie has been released, and is on our homepage at spymovienavigator.com, so take a look. This Netflix movie is one we've been talking about for a while, and we will finally get a chance to see it when it is released on July 22nd, if not before. According to EmpireOnline.com, The Grey Man will hit UK cinemas on July 15th. We assume the same will happen here in the US. Netflix did the same thing of getting the movie out in theaters a week before its streaming release for Red Notice and Operation Mincemeat. And like they did with those prior two movies, Netflix, we guess, will likely do a terrible job marketing the big screen availability. They didn't really do a good job on those others. They spent over $200 million on The Gray Man. You think they would advertise it accordingly. We understand the need for them to use these movies to get subscribers, but $200 million is a lot of money, and it's a lot to make up without adding big screen viewers. Plus, as a $200 million spy movie, there are likely to be big action sequences, and the trailer verifies that. In a May 9th article on EmpireOnline.com, Joe Russo is quoted as saying, quote, "This movie almost killed us. There are like 9 action sequences, and so it is relentless in that regard," unquote. Yeah, we'll try to catch this one in the theater if we get the chance. We also know that this is a star-studded cast. When we say star-studded, this movie's got Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Jessica Henwick, Regé-Jean Page, Wagner Moura, Billy Bob Thornton, Alfred Woodard, and more. Wow. There are 11 books in the Mark Greaney The Gray Man series, and plans are already in development to make this a franchise. MovieWeb.com tells us that a prequel and a sequel are already in development. So we are eagerly awaiting the July 22nd official streaming release date, or is the July 15th theatrical release date the one they aren't talking about? In any case, we won't miss this movie. Other spy movies and series in development. These 3 upcoming spy movies are all about real-life people involved in the world of espionage. Freegard, an espionage movie that will have a theatrical release as well as a streaming release later this summer, is called Freegard. Freegard stars James Norton and Gemma Arterton in a true story about a con man who convinces people he works for MI5. You can read more about Freegard on Deadline.com. We'll let you know more as we learn more about this one. IFC Films and AMC Plus have the U.S. distribution rights on this one. The Good Spy. Here's another real-life espionage movie. Rocket Science is financing the biopic about real-life CIA operative Robert Ames, who was killed in the 1983 bombing of the U.S. Embassy in Beirut. The movie will be based on the Kai Bird novel The Good Spy, The Life and Death of Robert Ames. According to Variety.com, Oscar-nominated director Hani Abu-Assad has been signed on for this one. We enjoy these espionage movies about real-life people. We'll have to see if this is done more like a documentary or a spy story like The Courier or Breach. We're hoping for the latter. Lives in Secret. Due to be released 2023, the movie Lives in Secret tells the story of Vera Atkins, played by Charlotte Gainsbourg. According to an article on HollywoodReporter.com, Atkins was the inspiration for a James Bond character, Miss Moneypenny. Hugh Bonneville plays an SS officer in this one. Lives in Secret is based on Sarah Helm's book, A Life in Secret, Vera Atkins and the Missing Agents of World War II. Hunt. Released at this year's Cannes Film Festival, Hunt is a South Korean spy thriller. This movie takes place 4 years after South Korean President Park Chung-ji's assassination by the chief of the Korean Central Intelligence Agency in 1979. Intelligence agents have to identify a mole from North Korea. Reviews have been mixed on Hunt, and we haven't seen the U.S. release information yet. We'll keep you informed when we hear anything about its worldwide distribution. Our Man from Jersey. Netflix has another spy movie under development, Our Man from Jersey. Deadline.com tells us that actors Mark Wahlberg, Halle Berry, J.K. Simmons, Jackie Earle Haley, Adewale Akinoya Agbaje, Jessica DeGao, and Alice Lee are signed up for this one. Mark Wahlberg plays a construction worker whose ex-girlfriend, played by Halle Berry, recruits him into a U.S. intelligence mission. We often talk about reluctant spies. This one could be interesting. The Black Kaiser. The actor who played one of the best James Bond villains ever is starring in a new spy movie, The Black Kaiser. Mads Mikkelsen who Bond fans will remember as Le Chiffre in the 2006 movie Casino Royale, stars in the Black Kaiser. He plays a hitman who discovers a conspiracy and becomes a target. Jonas Ackerlund will direct the movie. Additional casting is still to be announced. You can read more about the Black Kaiser on Variety.com. Canary Black. Kate Beckinsale will star in the upcoming movie Canary Black. She will play CIA agent Avery Graves. Her husband is kidnapped, and the kidnappers want intelligence. Agent Graves has to make some tough decisions as to what to do about that. Filming is currently scheduled for late 2022. Let's get to Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. That's the official name of Mission Impossible 7. Well, the first trailer for next year's Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 was leaked. So, according to the Spy Command, Paramount has now released the trailer officially. It's out, and the action looks great. You can see it on our homepage, SpyMovieNavigator.com. There's also a link to the trailer in the Spy Command article or on YouTube. The article also points out 4 apparent callbacks to James Bond movies. We like when these movies tip their caps to their competitors. Mike Reyes has a fun article on CinemaBlend.com. We love his writing. It's entitled, The 5 Most Ridiculous Stunts from Mission Impossible 7 Trailer, ranked by how close it looks like Tom Cruise came to dying. Okay, that's good. Well, the title pretty much says it all. We know each Mission Impossible movie seems to try to out-action the previous installment. This one is no different. We also know how meticulous the planning is behind these stunts, so even though he looks like he is close to dying, a lot of precautions have been taken to minimize that risk. We know that the movie isn't due out until July 2023, so we'll have to wait to see how this all fits together. Austin Powers 4? Quote, I would love to do one. I can neither confirm nor deny the existence or non-existence of such a project. Should it exist or not exist? Unquote. Those words by Mike Myers on the Jess Cagle Show on Sirius XM should give any Austin Power fan hope that maybe, someday, possibly, perhaps, we'll get an Austin Powers 4 movie. When pressed, Myers said, quote, it was a non-confirmed confirmation, unquote. So who knows? We know that we'd love to see it. You can read more about this on movieweb.com. In Memoriam. Kenneth Tsang. Hong Kong actor Kenneth Tsang has died at 86. James Bond fans will remember him as General Moon in Die Another Day. Tsang started his movie career in 1955 and starred in many kung fu movies. Besides Die Another Day, you may remember him from The Killer, Rush Hour 2, or The Replacement Killers. Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta died in the Dominican Republic where he was shooting his latest movie, Dangerous Waters. He was 67. Liotta is probably best known for his role as Henry Hill in Goodfellas. Among his numerous films, he had roles in the spy movies Suddenly, The River Murders, The Last Shot, and Hannibal. Fred Ward. Veteran actor Fred Ward died at the age of 79. He is probably best known for The Right Stuff, Henry and June, and Tremors. Ward also was in the spy movies Red Team and Thunderheart. Jack Keller. Jack Keller, probably best known as the dude's landlord in The Big Lebowski, has passed at age 75. Keller appeared in over 175 movies or TV shows, including Men in Black 2 and Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Mike Haggerty. Character actor Mike Haggerty died at 67. Like Jack Keller, who we just mentioned, Haggerty appeared in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. All right, that's it. This has been Dan Silvestri of SpyMovieNavigator.com. Subscribe to our show, Cracking the Code of Spy Movies, in your favorite podcast app and on YouTube. Tell your friends about us. Share info about our show on your own social media. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram too. All the links are on our website, SpyMovieNavigator.com. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.